Every business has a life cycle. It starts with the startup phase, that exciting, chaotic time full of ideas and energy. Then comes the growth phase, where things get real and you're building, hiring, and scaling fast. Finally, there's the transition phase. Maybe you're planning an exit, handing things off, or reinventing the business. Wherever you are, understanding the phase you're in helps you keep moving forward and making smarter decisions.
The most difficult aspect of starting this business was the marketing and explaining to parents what I do. The idea of a micro school is that we are small in size on purpose and that we keep relationships at the core of what we do. My whole world is education. I didn't know much about starting my own business. And so having the support for the business side and having that network is exactly what I needed.
When Joanna first approached me about her idea, she gave me the history of really her entire life in dedicating herself to education, which I thought was very powerful. But she didn't stop there. She decided, well, I'm going to take my expertise, I'm going to pair it with this identification of the opportunity, and I'm going to start my own business to try to solve that in the marketplace.
I needed support specifically in the compliance aspect, and I feel like I got so lucky with the background of my mentor. There was a great workshop that I attended. It helped me get a radar for what was important in the next step of creating a business that was in compliance with state and any regulations that I was looking for. I absolutely have a growth plan. I have my 5-year model that I am going for, and we are well on our way to hiring our next teacher. So I absolutely hope that we are going to continue this relationship. I'm going to need more advice as I continue to grow my model, and I'm going to need all the support that I can get.
The reason why I came to SCORE is because 3 years after I launched, right after COVID, my business wasn't where I thought it should be. I think sometimes as entrepreneurs we feel like we have to figure it out, but having a SCORE mentor showed me that, one, I wasn't failing. I just had to readjust how I was thinking about the business. And I learned so many new things and ways of thinking about my business because of my SCORE mentors.
When I first met Nicole, I was very impressed with the fact that she was able to get a Speakers Bureau started. But I could really see that she was struggling because she didn't want the Speakers Bureau to die, yet at the same time was trying to figure out what to do next.
One of the things that I like most about working with Nicole is that she gets the big picture. She understands that there was a need. She couldn't do it all herself. She wanted the advice of others who had expertise that she didn't have. Not only did she take the advice, but she acted upon it.
One of the things that I admired about meeting with all of them is that they had their very specific skill set that they brought to the table to help me. Lisa was very open to having a conversation about my business, but she also helped me reset expectations. And Dave was wonderful as well. With his candid feedback, he said, look, you look like all the other bureaus. I need you to figure out how to differentiate yourself and answer the question, what problem are you trying to solve? They also helped me with managing my business, particularly managing employees, and realizing that I needed to set the right expectations and also have the right people working for me as well. The outlook for my business is spectacular. You know, we started off 2025 with a bang. More clients are finding me. Celebrities and bigger names want to work with me. I listed my first couple of big names, such as Steve Wozniak, who's the co-founder of Apple. I listed Mel Robbins, and so I'm able to play in the space and be bolder and bigger.
When it comes to the move from the startup to the growth phase, is that knowing the clinical piece of it, knowing that I'm a great clinician, that in and of itself was not enough for me to grow. But I realized that there were skills I needed to learn, business skills, so I built from scratch, but continuing to grow, there's a new set of skills that I needed to learn.
There's many other areas that needs to be considered if you're going to take your business and build and expand it, as well as try to, grow to a point that she felt that she needed to be at.
Some of the best suggestions and guidance that I got from SCORE, I would say, was a way of building a strong referral base and improving my visibility. So it was very, very helpful right from the start, especially since this was an area where I was experiencing some struggles. I feel like when I started, in terms of the sustainability of my practice, I feel like it was more like a proof of concept. Is this possible? So I have proved that it is possible. And so now the plan would be to grow it and continue to build from here. But one of the things I'm very passionate about is making more and more people aware of sleep health and being aware of how sleep impacts their overall quality of life. And in terms of my practice, I'm now, growing a team, and my goal is continuing to build that because, again, I want to be able to help more people, and I think teams are going to be a big part of this next phase.
Heard of SCORE over the years. Obviously are experienced and they're willing to share their knowledge. They matched me up with John Ralston because there was an exit program. He started to coach me, what I needed and what, how to evaluate the company and how to evaluate the building that I have, etc.
Most owners are so focused on making their business successful and solving problems and undertaking new ventures and so forth, that they don't really give an awful lot of thought to what their exit was going to be. In John's case, we had some time. Unfortunately, it was disrupted by COVID, but he was able to do some of the work to prepare for the business.
He really knows how to position it, and to be realistic about what the valuation is and how to best present it. And, he knew what potential buyers want to see if they're interested in making a purchase of a company. He started, really getting serious about it and looking for buyers, and, that's where we're at now. I'd like to thank SCORE and everybody involved in it, and I'm looking forward to see how I can contribute, if needed, down the road, because I'd like to pass it forward.
No matter where you are in the life cycle of business, whether you're just starting out, looking to grow, or planning what's next, you don't have to go it alone. SCORE of Chester and Delaware counties can provide the support you need. Understanding the crucial role of small businesses in our local economy, SCORE is committed to helping you think through your options, make smart moves, and build a business that thrives.